What's good with y'all family? What's good? What's good? I just kind of wanted to touch a little bit on the Shadeur. You know what I'm saying? We got the Shadeur and and Jemele Hill had recently made some comments, right? And some of her comments I really just wasn't a fan of, just to be honest. And so let's talk about it, right? So, to Jemele Hill, this situation, right, or this whole Shadeur issue is strictly dealing with the fact that, and I just want to be clear, it's strictly dealing with the fact that we have this infatuation with Dion, and because he's Prime's son, we just all on this bandwagon. But little do she know, like, yo, most of the people have never even seen Prime play. Like, we gonna be real. Most of his fans and the people who support Shadeur and have been following him have never even seen Prime play outside of highlights. Like, let's stop that. It's a lot deeper than that. The standard for playing the quarterback position has always been, can you throw with touch? Can you throw with timing? Can you throw with anticipation? How well do you process what's going on the field? Processing the defense. Can you think the game through? The reason why they tried to force Lamar Jackson to be a wide receiver was why? Because they say, yeah, you're fast. But we don't believe you'll always be able to rely on your athleticism. And we're just not sure that he'll be able to ever process the game or think the game through the way some of the elite minds are able to do it. Such as a Peyton Manning, such as a Tom Brady, such as a Drew Brees, right? And so, what people, and I think Jemele Hill is missing, is that one of the things that Shadeur represents, right? And the biggest thing that he represents is the fact that, sorry, let me let them go. Is the fact that he's showing that they move the goalposts every time. They exposing it. Right? 1 minute, the standard is touch, anticipation, timing, all of that. No, this ain't just about him being Prime, son. We've been watching this kid run a pro-style offense, throw with anticipation, throw with timing, read the defense, rely on his brain, not rely on his athleticism. The one thing that they said, hey, that's the standard. We know this man is miles ahead when it comes down to processing than all the other quarterbacks in the draft. Period. There's no getting around that. Now, did I have him number one? I did not necessarily had him number one. It depended to me on what your team needed. To me, if I was the Raiders, I would have took Cam Ward number one. If I was the Giants, I would have took Shadeur. To me, I like what Jackson Dart is doing. I think it would have been better suited with maybe the Browns and what they trying to do. But I think it was already established out of all of the quarterbacks. I think the closest to Shadeur was Cam Ward. And so when you looked at the upside with Cam Ward was, okay, we can see that Cam Ward is not quite where Shadeur is at processing, but he's good at processing the defense. He's got touch. He can make every single throw on the field at all levels. He has a missile. And he's very fast. Right? He's very fast. So, when you look at it, I said, okay, if you like the speed thing, then to me, you know, and you got time, to me, Cam Ward he has more upside athletically, because I think at some point he will be able to process the game almost the same way. I think him and Shadeur, I mean, they are really, really close when it comes down to the passing. And you know, and just being there, and I think there's just certain advantages to me that, you know, that Shadeur probably, you know, just had in general, and having access to Tom Brady, you know, certain things. But I think what levels up Shadeur, that, and what he makes up for athletically, is his moxie, right? Is his belief, you know, and, you know, borderline delusion. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm even delusional. Number one, I bought tickets to go see the Browns in Cleveland. Who goes to Cleveland? The fact I'm even invested, yo, in the Browns is crazy. Who goes to Cleveland? So I'll be there for the game against the Tennessee Titans. As y'all seen, I was there for his first start for the Raiders. I won't be there for this game, the first start at home, but I will be there for the game with the Browns. The Browns versus the Tennessee Titans. So him versus Cam Ward, that duel, I will be there for that, right? Now, the issue that I have, though, is that they moved the goalpost. And this is what Jemele Hill has to understand. We're outraged because we watched them move it right in front of our eyes. The very standard that they tried to turn Lamar Jackson into a wide receiver for is the very standard that Shadeur excels in. When it comes down to processing, touch, and just being ready to run an NFL pro-style offense, he was the most, and still is the most advanced quarterback out of all of the quarterbacks in this draft. Period. And we seen it. And they're not going to move the goalpost by all of a sudden because, well, you know, he's not as fast and he can't really move around and this and that. No, he can move and just enough to avoid the first sack, maybe the second if he need to, and get the ball down the field. Keep his eyes down the field. So, yeah, Jemele Hill, and I'll just kind of land the plane here. It's much deeper than them just everybody being on this bandwagon because he's Deion Sanders' son. He's the son of Prime. No. We've watched him pass the eye test on every level. They said Jackson State, the competition wasn't good enough. So they moved it to Colorado. What did he do? He still processed the game. And see, and some of this is punishment for Travis Hunter going to Jackson State. Them still in the number one pick. So this is bigger than that. This would be an indictment on even the historical colleges that we have. Like a Jackson State. No. We have talent. We're able to think the game through. Not all of our players are just runners and they just run around. We have what? If Dylan Gabriel was the supercomputer, then Shadeur Sanders is the quantum computer when it comes down to processing. Period. With that being said, I'm going to go ahead and let y'all rock. Peace.